The Fever Dream of the Maltese Falcon, a Taipei Noir, year 2080. Episode 10. Lummix considered her options. She had a package in her hands, a dead train conductor on her living room floor, a missing kid, and a whole bunch of unsavory people who wanted this package. So the first order of business was to stash the package someplace safe, and definitely out of her office, and not anywhere on her person. The Taipei train station was deserted at this hour, which suited her just fine. Too many people knew her here. She went into the basement of the station. It was a glorious building once, like a Beaux-Arts Shinto shrine, and if you looked past the grime and the general air of neglect, you could see the building, like good-looking people, had good bones. Now it was the domain of rats, and they were everywhere. They ran the place. In fact, the ticket clerk at the window was quite rat-like himself. Round ticket to Sheeger tar pits, mister. The man didn't look up and silently took the change, punched out the ticket, and slid it through the tiny vent in the bulletproof window. She supposed she could have bought a ticket at the automatic machines with her thumb chip, but you never know who was tracking you. So she kept to her general rule of cash only. There was no one on the platform, and when the tired-looking train rolled in, she was careful to get into the coach, which was nearly empty. It only had a decrepit old man half asleep, probably a retired tar pit worker. They never lost that pinched way of breathing that a lifetime of working in a toxic tar pit gave you. Lummix installed herself in the corner and melted into her hooded jacket. At Sheeger, she waited until her travel companion shuffled off and then sauntered out of the station. After going around the block, she made her way back into the station. She avoided the lockers on the street level and went down to the basement. There they were, a row of lockers, sturdy as they come, from the days when New Taiwan was known simply as Taiwan, and everything was made to last. Damn empire or federation, whatever it was that they called it now. Lummix put the package into a locker, punched in her secret code. It was a Charlie come back number. There were 7 letters in Charlie, so the number 7, 4 in come, and 4 in back. So 744. She put in some money, and the locker spat out a receipt. Now all she had to do was take a train back to Taipei, and then she was done. It was almost 1 a.m. when Lummix was back in her office. After a much-needed drink, she was in her massage chair, getting her calves worked over and going over things, when the tele-hello machine buzzed. It was Xiaohua. "What's the matter, Xiaohua? It's a bit late, isn't it?" "You've got to save him, Lummix. I heard from the kid. He is in trouble." Then Xiaohua turned on the recording release button and played it for Lummix. The file loaded and the kid appeared, looking pale and distraught. "I'm in trouble. Big, big trouble. You have to come and save me. Here are the coordinates of where I am. 10:05:20:45. I repeat, 10:05:20:45. Come quickly. I don't have much time left. They will kill me." That does sound urgent," said Lummix. "I'll never forgive you if you don't help that poor kid, Lummix. You have to go get him. It might already be too late. Please, I swear, I won't work for you anymore if you don't help him." Okay. Let me see. Lummix punched in the coordinates. It was in the warehouse district, in the downside. A little isolated, but not all that dangerous. It'd be all right for her to go there without backup. She requested a steel horse on the phone, washed her face, and headed out. The mechanical horse cantered up to an empty lot. Lummix checked the coordinates again. No, she wasn't in the wrong spot. This was it. Then the penny dropped. She had been had. She had been sent on a wild goose chase so that she was out of the way. Ugh, how could she have fallen for such a simple trick? Not difficult, she supposed, if you knew about her weak spot, her little brother. If you got to her because of that primal guilt, you could get to her. She punched her fist into the wall of the carriage. The horse neighed in response. Why had they programmed that response in a robotic horse? The engineer's weak spot, no doubt, she grimly joked with herself. She punched her home address on the panel and put some money in the slot. The horse reared up and headed back. She was just going to go home and sleep now. She'd had enough. The carriage pulled up front of her apartment building. She got down and put some coins in the horse's mouth. Some sugar for you, horsey, she joked, even patting its metal nose. She made her way to the building entrance. The kid materialized from the shadows. You! What's the big idea, sending me on a fool's errand? I didn't do it on purpose, Lummix. You must believe me. They were holding a gun to my head. I'm sure. I wish they'd blown your head off. The kid's eyes filled with tears at that. You don't mean that, Lummix, do you? Lummix stared at the kid. No, she didn't mean it. Resigned, she said, no, I didn't. I guess. Okay, come on in. Subscribe to Type A Noir on Spotify, Apple, and Google, or wherever you get your podcast. And please share with friends. Type A Noir is distributed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Non-Derivatives 4.0 International License, which means share it with your friends, but don't use it in your own work and don't sell it. See you on the downside.